All right, YouTube, welcome to another episode of the Universal Golden Flower. Today, this is kind of dealing with my previous video, or the video before my previous video, how to contact UFOs. Um, and just because I guess I wasn't very clear on some of the things I was saying, um, but this is specifically for uh, I guess ways to differentiate if you're seeing a, a satellite from SpaceX or Starlink, or if you're seeing a legitimate UFO. First off, the UFO, I mean, the like normal satellites that are not, SpaceX, not Elon Musk. The normal satellites like the space station, you can see those with your, naked eye. The satellites look just like stars, and here's where it gets confusing. They look just like stars, but they're not so high. You can kind of see, of course, they're above the clouds, but they're usually pretty going, some of them go a decent speed, and some of them go, like they're just, kind of trekking along. Um, Also, like I was saying previous in the video of how to contact UFOs, using different apps. Like if you're actually trying to call UFOs, trust me, it's not gonna happen the way you think. You're not gonna go out there and just see a UFO. It takes a lot of time, and sometimes they might not even come at all. Sometimes you may not be ready. Um, they may not feel that you're ready, and a lot of times it's really, for my experiences with seeing legitimate UFOs, is usually some sort of message or a download that I receive. If you don't know what a download is, that's just like information that you receive, like different thoughts, visions, or even down the line, something that may lead you to um, something dealing with your spirituality, and it may not deal with your spirituality. It could deal with something that in your everyday life, normal, human life. Uh, also, there's also apps for the SpaceX, the Starlink satellites. There's apps for those, and of course, like I'm not the type of person to, if I see something that looks like it could be a satellite or it could be, space junk. I'm not the type of guy. Oh, that's a UFO. I don't want to say that I'm doubtful, but I try to, I guess, use common sense. I know that I know every night that I go out and look for UFOs, I know for a fact that I'm not gonna see them every single night, and that you will see satellites. A lot of times that's what you will see, and a lot of people may mistake those for UFOs, but they're not UFOs; those are satellites. Now, one interesting way that I like to do is I like if to I mean to be able to tell that it's legitimate UFO. I'm sorry, I can't speak today. Uh, is if you ask the UFO to do something. Like I said, a lot of times if they want you to see them, it is for you. When I say that, I'm talking about UFOs that have good intentions, UFOs um, that are so advanced in technology or in even spirituality that they can kind of distort our reality or kind of separate you from our reality and allow you or just whoever that is around you to see that UFO. I know it sounds crazy, but you have to do, if you really believe in UFOs and aliens, then you have to understand that the technology that some of these uh, species have, we can't even fathom it. Like we can't even begin to understand how it works. Like I said, I in the future I'll make more videos on more of my personal experiences and things, and I guess my experiences are the reasons why I believe in UFOs and ETs, extraterrestrials, other species. I was a big gust of wind, so that means that I'm telling the truth. All right, that's just a little wise stuff. But anyway, uh, so like I was saying, if you're really trying to find UFOs out there, download satellite apps, different, not just one, download multiple satellite apps, download multiple SpaceX apps. If you can get satellites, if you can get an app that can also search satellites that are from other countries. I don't know if we can or not. Like I said, I have a lot of different apps, and a lot of the satellites, it doesn't tell you what satellite it is. It just has the satellite on the map, and it can even tell you the time that it's going to pass over your area, the time it's visible, all of that different type of stuff. So, like I said, for those of you that are trying to reach out and make contact, keep in mind that it's a very lengthy process. A lot of times, unless it, I mean, I can't tell you when it's gonna happen for you, but for me personally, it's never just like everyday thing, or as soon as I'm out calling UFOs, they come. It's never happened that way. And a lot of times they come, like I said, they come when you need it, when you need to experience that, when you need that specific download, or whatever the reason is that they're contacting you. Um, but back to what I was saying before, things that I say or do to, I guess, ensure that it is a legitimate UFO is I ask them to do things. I ask them to, zoom across space. I ask them to do things that I know that our U.S. government more than likely don't have that ability to do, or even other countries. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure, uh, you know, there's things that I know for a fact that there's technologies that we don't have. I'll just say it like that. And for example, a thing about satellites and SpaceX, the Starlink satellites, is that they don't twinkle, they don't blink. They look, like I said, they look like stars. They just look like stars, but they're not, you can tell that they're not above or amongst the stars. You can tell. Um, the UFOs, like I said, that are legitimate UFOs, and not the flying saucers. Like I said, I've never seen a flying saucer or none of that. I've always seen some form of orb, some form of lights bouncing from one spot of space to another spot, back down to another spot to another area, stuff like that. Um, I've even witnessed, and this wasn't me, this was actually my brother, and this was back in 2012, and I'll probably make a video about this as well. Um, 2012, when Earth was supposed to end, uh, me and my brother saw a bunch of UFOs, these little lights just flying in all different type of directions in space, shooting out these little beams. Looked like they were having a war with each other, but it didn't. I mean, from our point of view, it didn't look like the beams were hitting them. It looked like almost like they were communicating or something. It was weird. And so what my brother did is that he asked one of these dots or these lights. He said, if you're a extraterrestrial, you know, zoom over there, and it literally zoom like at a flash of light. It zoomed, and you could even see the streak of. I mean, I don't know what it was, but you could see like a streak from where it had went from one spot to the next. And me and my brother went crazy, and then that's how a lot. I guess you could say our spiritual journey, or more. I can more so speak for myself. My spiritual journey really started to jump off once I witnessed that. But that's another story. But like I was saying, that's just one of the examples of me explaining one of my experiences of, like I said, how I've witnessed that you can communicate with them verbally, even telepathically, if they're legitimate UFOs. Now, if it's a light flat in the sky and you're asking it to do things and it's not doing nothing, but it's doing like some crazy stuff, then it may be a UFO. It just might not be a UFO that's in your best interest. Um, Also, like I said, of course, if it's a satellite or something that we, as far as humans, made and put up in the sky, it's not going to do nothing that you ask it. Also, uh, when you this happened to me recently. I was calling for a UFO, or calling to make contact, and a like I said, it didn't happen right then. It was kind of like maybe like 30 minutes, 45 minutes down the line, I was asking, because I was seeing satellites. So I'm like, okay, these are satellites. I'm asking, to make contact, you know, sending out love and positive energy, good intentions. Uh, and right above me, like, well, not really so much right above me, but it was above me and like kind of towards the north. Like all I had to do was kind of look up, and a light. It was like, first off, it was nighttime. Second off, you know how like when clouds pass, like at night, if you, I don't know if you ever noticed, how you have like the different levels of clouds. Well, that lower level that looks kind of not misty, but at nighttime it looks kind of misty. What are you looking? All right, it was a bug walking down the ground. I'm sorry. So one of these, when it's like real misty, um, it was like a light that came that kind of showed in. Like it almost looked like faint lightning. It was like it looked like something happened up there, like a glitch, like something like how like if you're playing a video game, like the screen may like glitch a little bit. That's kind of what it looked like. And a little light appeared and it shined. And keep in mind that before I was asking for them to appear and shine. Now that's usually what I don't ask them to zip around or like do backflips and stuff like that. I just ask for a simple like shine your light, just shine. And it did that. It shined and then it didn't disappear, it just dimmed and then it kept going. Now, of course, the more you do this, even with noticing being able to tell the satellites, depending on the cloud and how thick the cloud is, when they go through the clouds, or not through, when they go above the clouds, but over them, they'll dim. Now, where I was looking, like I said, there was just a thin layer of clouds, and I could see the clouds because it wasn't like full on like pitch black. I live in the city, so it doesn't get pitch black here, so I could still see the clouds. But the area that this UFO was in, it was clear. Like once it like got past that little misty area, and then it was shining in the misty area. That's another thing. And then it dimmed, and then as it was in the clear, no cloudy area, it was like a dim light, and then it just disappeared. And a lot of times that's how they'll come. They'll phase in, and then they may disappear, or they'll phase in, shine, and disappear. Um, and like I said, that's how I tell the difference between satellites, whether it's SpaceX, and Starlink, or space junk, dead satellites or whatever. Um, that's how I'm able to tell. I ask them to do something as simple as just to shine, or to, like I said, even if you want to actually see something, but then again, it goes in with you too, whether you're ready, what are your intentions, and it's a spiritual thing, it's a spiritual contact. And whenever I see a legitimate UFO, it's a confirmation in my spirit and in my reality that that they're real. And even when I think of my past experiences, it's just more of a confirmation that they're real. And another note is, everybody is an experiencer, they just don't remember, or they don't want to remember, or not that they don't want to remember, but they're um, a lot of their programming in their mind doesn't allow them to see what's going on, and that's a big part of it. Okay, we're at 15 minutes, so that's a big part of it. I'm gonna end it here. Like I said, this is for those of you who are experiencers or people that are actually interested in making contact. Like I said, it's really about you and your intentions, excuse me, and where you are in your spirituality. Thank you. Keep up the good work as far as everyone that's uh, doing the right thing, staying positive, doing everything that they're supposed to do as far as becoming the best version of themselves. And that's part of why I make these videos, for myself and for the people close to me. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. Please subscribe. Please like, even if you don't share nothing on Facebook, if you want to share something, share it. Anything to help this channel grow. It means a whole lot to me, and as well as the other experiencers on Earth. You'll see a lot of more of people like me sharing their experiences with spirituality. I don't want to just focus in on ETs or extraterrestrials, but spiritual experiences in general. Thanks, and see you next time.